It's time.
It's time. It's the Pantelis podcast, Phil.
Oh, are we recording already?
Yeah, this is. You don't even know.
I don't even know
the
when
kind of
it
shit I'm up to.
starts.
It's the Pantelis. And also, this month, the Pantelis podcast is brought to you by MyBookie, Phil. Do you like to gamble?
Who is your bookie?
MyBookie is at mybookie.ag. And if you go to MyBookie right now and you use the promo code Pantelis, which is my name, Phil, that's my name. You know my name, Pantelis. You know what you get?
Pantelis.
They match your initial deposit up to $1,000.
I'm not gonna lie. Up until just this moment, I thought your bookie was a guy. You were like, I'm gonna call my bookie.
Yeah.
He's sponsoring this, but no, it's my bookie.
He's got a legitimate website, MyBookie. It's very good. So he's. But yeah, it matches you. Use promo code Pantelis. If you like the guests I'm having, if you want to see more of these fucking weirdos on the show, then that's what you support through there, and I'm going to keep bringing them on. In general.
mybookie.com.
And mybookie.ag.
Oh, .ag. My bad. Sorry about
So,
bookie.
Mr. Phil, people have been asking why we haven't done this just thing in a while.
Who has been asking?
Just people on Twitter,
It's Ray
fans.
Miller.
Is who?
It's Ray
Ray
Miller.
Miller's curious too. Ray Miller's very
Miller's-
curious.
Like sexually curious or?
He's curious about us. No, but he's a lot of people are like, why haven't they done it? It's just we took some
Yeah.
vacation.
I don't know.
You
if
left.
I don't know if I would call it a vacation.
You took a vacation.
I thought I was taking a vacation, but I didn't.
No,
And I can tell you that story if you like.
you were put up right in the middle of the Epstein trial.
Yeah, and I feared for myself at all times. I was like, what if I just kill myself? I don't even know, you know? No, I took the worst vacation of my life, which wasn't supposed to be a vacation. It was supposed to be a work trip.
That's how people feel when they're away from me. It's the worst vacation
Yeah,
of
honestly,
their life.
every morning I'd wake up, Pantelis not here.
So
But,
yeah, you got
no, it was
fucked
bad.
by
It was-
Airbnb.
I got no Airbnb came through in the end. Long story short, it looked good in the photos. It was like online dating. It looked good until you got there and you started peeling back some of the clothes. You know.
Yeah, but Airbnb is always like that.
I've had great experiences in Europe. In Canada, I've had okay experiences, but in Europe, I've had some of the best vacation experiences.
But this was in
whole
Florida.
houses for like €100 a night. The guy's like showing up with baskets of food. He's like, "Welcome to my home." It just fantastic. This was not that. This was not that at all. Honestly, not sure legally how much I can say about that guy, his person. But fuck that guy.
Legally, you can say whatever the fuck you want.
No, I'm pretty sure I can. I think it's slander. Like I can't
No.
say his name because I did some digging and I found his personal Facebook
Oh, so
account.
just don't give his personal info. But you can
Found
tell
out
us that
where
he was a
he
piece
wo-
of shit.
I found out where he works, where he lives. Because I was very angry. Because when you have a pregnant wife and you end up in the emergency room,
Yeah,
you're pissed.
especially if you don't know why she's pregnant.
Yeah, I was like, "What do you mean she's pregnant?"
Yeah.
They're like, "Yeah, it's a boy." I'm
What
like,
kind of
"It's
Airbnb is
It's
this?
not a boy, by the way. It's another girl. Yeah.
Oh, it's two girls.
Yeah, I got another girl. No, it's not two. Two more. I have a girl. I'm having
Yeah.
another girl.
So now you have two. That house. That's it. You lost control of that house.
I don't know yet.
Yeah,
At
you
least
lost
someone
control of
will
that house.
take care
The
of me when
ladies
I'm
have
old.
taken over.
Yeah, it's like just I'm surrounded by tiny vaginas and one full-grown vagina.
It's an interesting way to look at it.
Some men dream of it, I guess.
No,
fuck
that's
no.
how you get arrested.
I see
tiny
what you did there,
vaginas.
and those are
Yeah.
my children.
I know.
I kill you.
Me?
No, but
You're the one
this
who said-
this place was fucking gross. The healthiest cockroaches I have ever.
There was cockroaches.
So one day we walk in on the third day. Anna's been having like this weird cough. She can't breathe right at night. And I look around. I'm like, place looks okay. It's got like marble floors. Like I don't see dust. So I kind of look in the ventilation and there's like mold in there. I'm like, that's not good, you know. So that was the third day. The second day we come in middle of the day. Lights were all on. Walk into the bathroom. Pull out the old penis to have a little piss. And I look over. Fucking cockroach,
No.
like inches from me. So I was, what do? You're pissing. You're midstream. You can't stop. So I'm gonna go just finish.
You
pissing.
piss on the cockroach.
Fuck that. This thing was bigger than me. That came out wrong. That came out weird. I really miss this just thing right now where I can just edit out the weird shit I say.
Yeah.
I'm not used to being live to tape.
so well.
Is it going great?
Yeah. I'm still listening to the
No,
cockroach
just like
story.
a giant fucking cockroach, like that big.
Jesus.
and,
And then you move. That's how you move.
It wasn't the cockroach that did us in. But fine, it's Florida. There's cockroaches. It was just the lying, and I'm coming to fix it. And we've never had roaches. On
They
and
just
on
showed
and
up
on.
when you guys showed up. They're international
You brought
roaches.
the roaches. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're Canadian, eh?
Yeah.
But we left. We messaged the guy. We're like, look, there's roaches. We're coughing. We don't feel safe here anymore. Also, there's like a million angry Russian people in every other unit just like drinking vodka aggressively on their balconies. Like, those the roaches! Fucking smoking all
What
day.
kind of gangland area did you rent
It's
this place
fucking
at?
Hallandale. It's like the Brossard of Miami.
Doesn't say anything to me, but all right.
I'm just saying. It's like the Brossard of Miami. It's like a suburb where like wealthy Canadians go to vacation, and a lot of pregnant Russian women go to get green cards so they can deliver there. Like,
Really?
The pool area was just 9-month pregnant Russian women just ready to pop everywhere. And the building wasn't
I will give birth inside pool.
He is American now.
Olympic swimmer. Yeah.
But yeah, so we left. He agreed to refund us until we asked for the refund. And he said, I can't refund you because you guys were smoking in the unit, which isn't true. So I was like, no, that never happened. You've been in the unit while I was there. All of a sudden, there's this suspicion
Bring the mic
of me.
closer to you, Phil.
Yeah, I'm not used to this. This is better.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, there was
three-finger rule, Phil.
3-finger rule. That's what she said. All of a sudden, there was this weird story like, oh, yeah, you were smoking in my unit. You guys were doing drugs. We're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, why are you doing drugs in front of your kids?
First of all, we're not. So he sends photos, like proof of... Because I
took photos of the house while you were in it?
No. Man, I wish he had done that. I would have fucking had him
That would have
in
been
court
interesting.
forever. It's America. I would have sued his pants right off.
Why do you shit like that?
You need more fiber in your diet, young man. No, he sent photos that proved we had been smoking in the unit, which we weren't, obviously. And there was very, very well-placed, perfect long cigarette ashes in like the strangest places, like behind the headboard.
What?
In the kitchen. And always along the edge of a wall. So I was like, what the fuck are you saying? Are you saying I'm Chinese and I was just squatting along walls and smoking cigarettes? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, they do squat.
They do love their squatting people.
But that's a weird...
it's a weird accusation.
That's also a weird motel vibe that you'd give to your vacation. If you did that.
Unless you're into that and you're like trying to kick it old school, like
just throwing cigarette ashes behind the headboard.
Look,
that's what crackheads do.
The worst part is the same photos he sent. I had sent the same angles to prove how dirty the place was. Like, look, there's dust balls the size of my fucking head.
There's no dust. It's ashes because you keep smoking your pipes.
I don't know. In the end, a very pregnant Anna, my wife, had a very long and I think tearful conversation with Airbnb. They did the right thing. Eventually, they're like, you have proof. His proof is bullshit. We can't confirm it. Okay. We got refunded. So, like, thank you, Airbnb. But fuck that guy.
Happy story.
Fuck that guy. Yeah, except we were all sick afterwards. She ended up in the hospital. I had to get, like, a Ventolin treatment.
But you always get sick. Let's be honest. You're sick every third day.
I basically, it's like I have AIDS, but I don't. I'm just sick all the time. I have been tested.
So it's not AIDS?
No, well.
Could it be another immune deficiency?
I guess it's possible. I don't. You know what I think it is? I think it is the fact. The facts are simple. I made a small human with my wife. She is probably very genetically similar to me, and everything she catches, her body preps and gives to me. It's like, oh, look, we've already gotten used to most of your genetic code. Delivery system. That's what kids are. They're a fucking delivery system. So you think
you only started getting sick after you had the kid?
Yeah, I never used to get sick. I'd get sick once a year, maybe.
And what happened to your hair? How do you explain that?
I went bald.
Where did that go?
It fell down the drain with my dreams.
From illness?
I don't think so, no.
No?
No, I don't think. I think I just went bald. Oh. It's all that testosterone.
Is that what it is?
No, that's fucking lie. It's something bald people tell women to pick them up. It's not true.
Yeah, it's not true at all.
It's genetic. I have no idea. My uncle was bald.
So that's where it comes from.
From the age of 20. My great-grandfather was also bald. I have no idea.
You're lucky, though, because you could be bald.
I don't have any other
I can't be bald.
You know what? I don't believe that.
Oh, I would look like a fat egg. I would look like a cartoon egg.
Without my beard, I'm effectively just a thumb with a face. Like
even with my beard, I would look like a weird... I would look like a cartoon egg that's in a biker gang.
No, I don't think that's true. I think you could pull off short hair. Like no hair.
Not bald.
Shaved, yeah.
No.
I think you'd look very, very aggressive though.
Yeah, I would, but it wouldn't. It would look weird.
There's a guy at the cafe who looks like you, but
he doesn't
bald.
look like me.
Like
I don't even know who you're talking about. I can tell you he doesn't look like me. You know how I know he doesn't look like me?
How do you fucking know? You can't.
I'm an international sex icon. Is he an international sex icon?
Actually, now that you bring it up, yes, he is.
Who's
He's
this
also.
guy?
I have no idea. I made him up.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a fucking
Nobody
lie. The guy from Nickelback. What's his name?
Ugh. But no, I wouldn't be able to go. So bald is very difficult because some people go bald and they look like I met a guy last weekend who I guess was refusing to accept that he was bald because he still kept the side thing, but everything here it's like you, clean like you, but only hair here. He looked like Hulk Hogan if he had AIDS.
But what if he just hadn't shaved it? Like sometimes, even on the show, that's why I wear the hat so I don't have to deal with it.
Because it was really it was really long. It was long like if my hair was mid-sized.
Oh no, it was actually long.
Yeah, it looked awful.
No, that's
it's because he couldn't accept it that he was going bald, I guess. But like you're bald more than like 70% of your skull is already bald, and his scalp was in a weird shape. So even when he cuts the sides, he looks weird. He looks like as a child he was punched in the head a lot.
Maybe he was.
He probably was actually. He had an interesting life story. Yeah, I'm gonna bring him on the show soon.
Oh really?
Yeah. He's an interesting weirdo.
I struggled for a few years when I started losing my hair. I was like, it's still there, it's fine, and there was like this little fucking thing. I don't remember those days.
I remember you had hair. I remember you with hair.
You know what I realized the other day when you called me to schedule this?
Yeah.
because this is my first time on the Pantelis podcast.
Yeah.
You, of all my friends, of all the people I know and produce things with, you are the only person who knew me before.
Really?
You're literally, I did the math. I've known you longer than 99% of everyone I know.
That's interesting.
I've known you since we were 4 years old.
Yeah, probably.
We weren't close when we were kids. Like
We
we went
knew
to
each
school
other.
together. And then, you offended your teachers and they held you back.
Yeah.
But I can't, do you remember? I can't remember when we started actually hanging out. Because I have this weird memory of me and you sitting in a park on a picnic table. I'm sitting on the top of the table. You're sitting on the seat. I had just broken up with my ex-girlfriend. This is like high school years.
Oh, I remember that.
And you were just like, you were heartbroken about it.
Yeah, I don't
You were
rem-
so sad.
I don't remember where we were, but I remember how sad I was for you.
It was Park Kent.
Yeah,
Right
I
near
don't,
where I
I
used
don't
to
remember
live,
where
yeah.
I was, but I remember that I was very sad for you because I remember like you were very sad, and then that made me sad.
I was pretty sad about it, yeah.
I don't know why that
retrospect,
happens to me. I get
You're empathetic.
that's not a good thing, not in this day and age.
It's not a bad thing.
It is because I always feel bad for shit that I can't control. Like I didn't tell her to fucking cheat on you, but I felt bad, like it was my fault, because you felt bad.
Maybe you did cheat on me.
No,
You don't know.
We were never dating, sir.
I didn't mean it like that.
But yeah, I remember.
But I can't figure out how we got there. Like, I know we knew each other when we were kids. I knew we went to school together. We changed classes. We weren't in school
Probably
together.
theater. I think
No.
we were in theater together.
You used to live in the building that was attached to the big hall there,
Yeah,
right? Where
so that's-
I used to do theater before you joined in, because then I brought you in when I did my own stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So then maybe they.
I think you should just come down and fuck around in the
No,
kitchen
no,
area.
no, no, no. That was when I was young. But in high school, I don't know. I think it was theater. It was or soccer maybe too.
Maybe so. I'm trying to remember. I was hoping you did, because
I don't know how it started. I don't know how it started. But
I'm
then we
trying to
started doing
say
all
is
these
one of
projects.
my oldest friends.
Oh, I'm honored.
Me too.
Yeah.
Thanks for sticking around.
Yeah. Well, you're a difficult person to deal with.
I am.
You would have had more fucking friends right now if you weren't so goddamn difficult to deal with.
That's probably true. And then we lost touch again, and then you started doing comedy.
Yeah.
And then I remember coming to see you with Ange.
Yeah, and then
at,
your
Cafe
wife
Campus.
refused to come because she said
She was offended by you. Not anymore. I think she's still offended by you, but she's okay with it. But I remember coming to see your show and saying, "Oh, I'm glad you found a way to take all of that and make it useful. Good for you."
I know. Yeah,
And
that's what you told me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your wife was mad because she said I don't like him because he was talking about pedophiles, but I was making fun of pedophiles.
I think
So I was like, what's the problem with making fun of pedophiles? Like, why are we defending pedophiles?
I think I told her the joke. Like, she didn't
Wrongly?
hear you, and I just
Oh.
didn't do it right. And I laughed, and I was like, because you're pedophile, because I was just laughing about it. And she was like, that's disgusting.
Yeah, you probably did.
I probably fucked your joke. That's probably what
It's
happened.
okay.
But
It's
she got over that.
Yeah, I know you for a while. Yeah, I remember.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long. You had hair, like I said, you had hair, and you've been
Fuck
bald.
you.
No, but I mean, you've been like everybody knows you. Nobody can remember you with hair. I can. I think even when you call me, your photo's still the same. You
I
have
have
a bit
hair?
of hair, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
It's the photo from
have the greatest
soccer team
photo
from
of you.
LSFC when you were.
Well, I have a hat in that picture.
You have a hat, but you have hair. It looks like you have hair.
I probably had a bit of hair then, yeah. That was like 12 years ago. I'm not sure. The picture I have of you is maybe the greatest photo of you ever taken.
Oh, really?
When you call me. By all means, call me and I'll show it right now. It's fantastic.
Take a look at it later.
I can't pull it up.
I'll take a look at it
But
later.
you're just like you're like a unicorn. It's black and white. You're majestic. Your hair's flowing in the wind.
Where the hell did you take that photo from?
It was when we shot it was when we were in the studio with Ali, and we shot all the promotional material for Pantelis is Better Than You.
Yeah.
And I snapped a few shots while you were like fixing your hair.
Oh, that's
And
amazing.
it looks like you're just blowing in the wind, like very Fabio, like a Harlequin novel. It's fantastic.
Yeah, you were in Florida. You didn't get to show up for that. That was a good
No,
show.
I missed that. Fuck.
Yeah.
I caught the live stream right after
When we
you
talked
were
about it?
talking about it, but
Yeah.
I wasn't there. I
Yeah.
have a bad habit for missing all your big shows.
Yeah, Poseidon has missed a lot of big shows, but luckily he was there. He almost missed that show too.
I
He
know.
fell asleep and he made it right at the 0 hour.
Poseidon.
Yeah, now I'm looking
Are we
to
gonna keep him?
tour a bit. Yeah, we're gonna keep him for a bit. Let's see. He stepped up his game. He realized because I yelled at him a lot, like he can't be late all the time. He can, like, because it's especially with 2 drink minimum. Like everything's growing. Like 2 drink
Yeah.
minimum is growing beyond. I'll give you an example. So Mike during the festival, he spoke to. I don't want to make fun of the guy, but the guy is a pretty big Canadian podcaster. And Mike didn't know, so he's just talking to him. And the guy's like, "Yeah, my podcast. I've had it for like 3 years now." And Mike just asked. He's like, "Oh yeah, like is that going well? Like how many downloads?" Like a lot of downloads. He goes, I think per episode he was getting 900 to 1,500, something like that,
On what, iTunes or?
in a total.
Oh, okay.
So then Mike was like, Mike didn't know our numbers on the free episodes. So Mike's like, I wonder what our free episodes are. If this guy's a big podcaster and he's getting, he's been doing it for 2-3 years.
Do I know this guy?
So Mike, you might actually. Yeah, I'll show you later.
What kind of stuff does he talk about? Like,
It
it's a comic
it's,
or?
it's comedy.
Oh, okay.
But I'll
I'm
show you.
just curious.
Yeah, I'll show you later.
Yeah, sure.
Well, it's comedy and comedy adjacent. So
Okay.
Mike was like, oh, let's curious. So Mike looked at all our accounts, like video, audio, this and that. And at the time then, we were doing about 7,000 an episode. And then and Mike's like, wait, what the fuck? Like
Those are fantastic numbers.
yeah, those are fantastic.
I think
and
like
then,
our best trending video on this just thing, like a Facebook video, is like, except for the one that went viral in Australia, I think it's like 7,000.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like
So
7,000.
and this is consistent. So and this is and it keeps growing. That was 7,000 that month. The month before was 5, 7. Now it's about 12 or something, 12 or 15. It just
Okay.
keeps growing. Okay, per episode.
That's organic growth. That's
It's
good.
organic.
That's
It's
excellent.
amazing. And these are just on the free episodes. Forget the compound subscriber ones. These are just free. These are just we put them out to fuck around and we're getting a new fan base. So that's why I'm trying to explain to
Are you
Poseidon.
talking about the shots? Is that what?
It used to be called shots,
It's
and
not
then
anymore?
no. What we did is we realized it gets confusing. Shots. It was confusing people. They didn't know how to like. They didn't know if there's a. Let's say you watch a shot.
Okay.
You watch a couple of them,
And
and
try to
then
figure out if it's attached to a bigger episode.
yeah, no. Then you're thinking you're like, okay, I want to watch. I want to subscribe. Let's say. I don't know exactly where to come in or what I missed. You might be confused.
It's not exactly a narrative structure. Like you can come in mid-season.
You could, but we talk about a lot of stuff. Like we bring certain topics back that we talk about because it's mostly about us, right?
Right.
So then we figured, well, they're long anyway. They're an hour, just like the other episodes. So might as well just have one free episode a week and one on Compound, and it's coherent. So then, if you want all the episodes, you subscribe to Compound,
Right. Okay.
and you get it. So like every second episode is free. So like 108 was free, 109 is on Compound. 110 is free, 111 is on Compound.
All right, I see what
and
you're
it yeah, and it's
Okay.
amazing because you get people who want to continue, they'll subscribe to Compound. If not, they stay with the free, and the free is just or it's growing more and more each
Can I
month.
make a confession?
Oh yeah, now we broke into different countries too.
What?
We're charting in Belgium and different
Belgium. Well, Mike, yeah, he's French Canadian, so you find out where there's French people that speak French. I mean,
but the show's in
they'll-
English.
I know, but that's how they become aware of him,
Yeah.
probably, right? Unless they're like, ah oui, j'aime Pantelis.
We had on Spotify in Greece, and and the Pantelis podcast was in
I
I
think you should tour Greece, honestly.
80th position.
I think you should tour Greece and just show up and give them exactly what they're not expecting. Just be like, what the fuck?
Well, they don't like hacky Greek stuff there anyway, but they don't have
I don't expect them
proper
to.
stand up. I saw some of their stand up when I was there a few years ago, and I saw some videos too.
They don't have real
It's-
stand-up.
It's garbage. They're trying to become stand up, but the way Greece is, they have that satire one man show.
Yeah.
it doesn't.
It's very theatrical.
It's very which is
it's
perfect
very-
for that. But stand up, they're
it's very
trying
dated,
to be
though.
American.
It's very dated.
They're trying to be American. It doesn't work.
Look what's going on in Russia now. There's fucking stand-up comedy is growing in Russia. I was
Really?
watching a whole thing on it, like a weird Facebook doc of some kind. It was mostly about women entering stand-up. So stand-up in Russia took off like 10 years ago,
As long as they're not gay, Russia's not gonna have a problem with it.
but they are women, which is like
Which
gay.
it's already
like gay to
it's a thin
Russians.
line they're playing with.
But like now they're taking shots at men. So like it's like a big thing in Russia.
Such a
Like
weird thing.
Russian women talking back.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. We don't like it, you know?
Why are you so yappy, bitch? Yeah.
Get back in kitchen, make me
Yeah.
borscht. But who knows if any of that's true? I saw it on the internet, so it might just be fucking lies.
It could be propaganda. Saudi Arabia does a lot of propaganda, apparently, to make it seem like they're-
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, to
You
make it
reminded me of
seem
my
like
favorite
they're-
episode of This Just Thing.
That was a good
I shared
episode.
it for anyone who follows. I don't know why Facebook decided to remind me of it, and I watched it yesterday, and it was like I had never seen it, like I was never a part. I'm like, this is the greatest show on the internet. I need to watch more
This
of it.
Just Thing is a good show, and the only thing that sucks, we should have started again last week, but the air conditioning wasn't working.
Yeah, it's been-
There's so many good stories.
There's
like
a
when we
lot.
come
There's a
back,
lot.
there's a lot to talk about.
I have one that I've been saving. I don't know if you've come across it yet. The lifestyle blogger who was evicted from the Acropolis.
No, but don't even tell me about it. I like being surprised. That's what
This
makes
will
the show
not
fun.
surprise you. This will
Make me angry.
the rage. I'm just waiting for us to shoot again. I think we're
I'm
shooting.
already getting mad.
It's filled with fake news and social justice warrior tidbits, and it paints Greece in about. You'll have a fucking field day with it. It also is a fucking scary story because it just proves that anybody can make news and you don't need to confirm it.
No, we're done. People make-
Everyone will pick it up.
You could do what you want, really. Like I told you, I started that Greek soccer show. There's no point to me starting it.
No, but that's not news.
No, I'm just saying you could do whatever you want. I could start a news program.
Yeah, I'd love to say it's a free country, but it's Canada. It's really
No one
not.
stops me.
The internet is a free country still for now, I guess.
Yeah, the internet is
Eh,
not really. I mean, like
you can get shadow banned, but you can still do it. It just means people might not see it. You can still do whatever the fuck you want for the most part.
There's a cool comic. His name is Andrew Schulz. We met him at the festival.
I've met him once too.
Andrew Schulz. Where'd you meet Andrew Schulz?
The skinny guy.
Where'd you meet
Andrew.
him?
You introduced me to him
Never.
ages ago.
I just met him last month.
Are we talking about two different comics?
There's no other way we could be talking about anything else.
He's from Ottawa originally?
He's not Canadian at all. He's an American.
Then I'm talking about someone very different.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Andrew Schultz, we met him.
Schultz.
Yeah.
I think
Schultz.
Searles.
No, not Searles.
Oh, yeah,
No,
okay.
no.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, he's not black.
It's your weird parc-ex accent.
Schultz. His name is Schultz. It's not Schultz. It's
I'm
Schultz.
hearing you through the internet, man.
Yeah.
It's different for
So
me.
Andrew Schultz, we met him last month. Super good comic, super cool dude. Mike jumped on one of his shows, the storytelling show that he had. He got in trouble for a joke that in trouble. Somali Twitter went crazy because he made fun of
Somali has Twitter.
Somali Twitter means Somalian people on Twitter, and they all went nuts because he was making fun of clit cutting. But that's not a thing you should be proud of anyway. So he was correct on that. He did it in Toronto.
Genital mutilation?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's okay there.
So he was getting, I heard, even they spoke about it on Rogan, that he was getting shadow banned on Instagram.
For this?
No, in general.
Oh, in general.
So I
Is
was
he
like
like a right-wing comic or...
No, he's no wing.
Can he be considered? No, that's what I'm
No,
asking.
not
I'm
at
just
all. He
curious.
can't be considered right wing. He can't be considered any wing, to be honest. He's just a really good comic.
He's got no wings, gotcha.
He's got no wings. So I put it to the test. I go, there's no way they're shadow banning him, right? I go on my Instagram and I realize, I follow him everywhere. I don't follow him on Instagram. That's weird. So I look for him, his name. I couldn't find him.
Wait, you couldn't even search for him?
I put his full handle in. Couldn't find him.
Is the shadow banning that intense?
Yeah, the only way I was able to find him is I found another account that
With a
fans
link.
made for him that had his @ in the description, and I clicked that and I got to him and then I took screenshots. People took screenshots online that they couldn't find him when they're looking for him, and then some people, like 2-3 people a day later, are like, I see him now. But that was days after the complaints
Isn't
came
that
out.
fucking illegal?
It's not illegal. They could technically do whatever they want. They're private companies.
I'd love to see in their fucking... Like, you're basically subscribing to a service, right? If
Yeah.
you can't even be provided the service, I would
Plus, prove
argue
it.
that they're probably... Well, fucking screen recorded a few
Yeah,
times.
but prove it. You know what they're
Yeah,
going to
that's the
say?
thing. You gotta
Our
prove
system
everything.
is shit.
Yeah, you just blame the fucking...
Our system is shit. Like,
Our-
prove it.
Our nerds didn't program right.
They go,
that
his page
day.
is still there. People who follow him can still see it. You can't find him. Well, our
It's pretty
system is
fucked up,
shit.
though. It's pretty fucked up.
And he's a guy that the good thing about him is for people like me is because he's doing shit the way I do it independently.
Yeah.
Netflix didn't want to fuck with him, so he put out his specials on YouTube.
Okay.
And they blew up. And his special said, fuck the hour special. People don't have the attention span. He broke them up into 15-minute blocks.
Honestly, so I was sick last week, right? Like
Yeah.
you were joking earlier. Like I was laid out for like 3 days. The first day, I literally spent 4 hours on my couch, like half dying with fever, on Facebook video. I watched one stand-up comic, like a 5-minute clip, and then it suggested like 40,000 more.
Yeah, that's what he was talking
At
about.
one point, I looked up, I'm like, what fucking time is it? And
Yeah.
like, I forgot everyone's name. And then you can go back. There's actually,
And
you're
you
able.
see everything.
And I was like, some of these people I've never heard of.
Yeah.
They're not on Netflix, that's for sure. And they're fucking funny.
Yeah.
A lot of great Australian comics that I saw. I don't remember any of their names, but they were fucking funny because they're raunchy.
So that's what he did. He put, and then he said people
genius.
in an hour they might not say. Let's say they'll leave. Let's say you get one view. Let's say I put out an hour special,
Mm-hmm.
and 100 people see it, and I get 100 views. But if I break it up into pieces, and then you see that's 400
But
views
that's
you're
the,
getting.
that's the trick to all internet
Yeah.
marketing,
Yeah.
though, right? Like instead, if you have one good piece of if you have one good piece of content, just fucking cannibalize it, turn it into 40.
Yeah.
Which, as a filmmaker, I fucking hate.
But he
Because
puts
I have
out
the
all
attention
kinds of
span.
content. Like his channel, he's got 2 podcasts on there. He's got behind the scenes. He does a lot of footage.
Think about your YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
Like, this just thing could easily be a story a day.
Yeah.
But it loses something.
It wouldn't. The only thing is we can't do it because of your schedule. We're way too busy.
No, I mean
to
we
produce
could,
one
we
a
could
day.
produce. We could change nothing about how we make the episode.
Oh, and then
right?
just
and
only
just break
produce.
it.
Yeah, but that wouldn't work because that would be a little too short, and also
Well,
things change.
We could go
News changes.
Yeah, that's true. That's always been the thing. Remember, we used to do when we first started. We used to do 2 episodes, right?
Yeah.
It's like that was great. I loved doing 2
was
episodes
fun.
because we had 2 episodes a week. We covered way more stories. We used to
Yeah.
do like 8 stories in an episode.
Yeah, it used to be big.
But like I just couldn't keep up with the edits. Like if we had someone editing for us, which I don't even know that I want, to be honest, because I like doing the edit. Just I have no fucking time. Like I got clients, I got the kid.
Well, now the plan is we're trying to get sponsors this year for this just thing.
Yeah.
So if we get some sponsorship deal, which I think we might, now that I'm getting bigger too. Like I said, my podcast, I didn't ask for sponsors; they came to me for the Pantelis podcast.
Mybookie.ag.
Yeah, my bookie. So everything's growing. The more I told you, the more exposure I get, the more exposure we keep doing this stuff. our platform gets
we
bigger.
can grow, we can get sponsors, some money comes in.
Yeah.
People are always like, oh, you're not doing it for the money though. Like obviously we've been doing it for almost 2 years. I think
for
now, right?
nothing.
For nothing.
And people keep
But the
asking
money
me
helps.
to start a Patreon. I don't want to start a Patreon because I don't want to take
Patreon
people's
either.
money. I want to keep it free. So the only way to keep it free is to get sponsorships and get people to share and watch and all that. So that's what I'm trying to do. I don't want people to pay for this.
It's a good trade-off. Think about it. You're getting a piece of content that you like
For
and
free.
because you and a bunch of other people are watching it, we can now monetize in the sense of like somebody wants access to our audience.
Exactly.
Our audience is a weird and like, weirdly diverse audience. Though.
Yeah.
Like I remember looking at stats with you and like way more women followers than I thought we'd have. I just assumed it'd be a bunch of dudes.
It's mostly women.
It's mostly women.
Yeah.
How do you account for that?
I think our stats on YouTube were skewed because of certain podcast guests. I think Robert Sheehan,
Oh,
which
yeah,
is
that
the,
makes
the
sense.
biggest podcast on the channel,
Yeah.
he brought in a lot of women, and
He's
it
a fucking
fucked up
lady
our
killer.
stats.
Yeah. The ladies love him.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys too, but I just mean I think his stats were so high that it overwhelmed everything else.
It's possible. It could have completely
And
like
it skewed it.
skewed
But we
it,
do have a
that's for sure.
lot of women, though. I know that because people in the street, when they stop me, a lot. I'm like, "You watch my shows?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Fuck, that's so." I would
I
think
want
it
to
would.
get you like an
it'd be-
Herbalessence fucking commercial. That's what I want. Like a fucking shampoo ad. That's what you need to be. Like
Yeah.
an anti-shampoo ad.
To get that, I need an agent.
Or we could just film a fake one.
A fake one.
Make a
I don't
fake
have an
shampoo
agent, Phil.
beside
I
you.
tried to get an agent last week.
Are you looking for an agent?
I
Actively?
wasn't, but then I said, you know what? I have more free time, and I'd like to do voice acting and some acting. So I went. I reached out to one agency here, Glenn Town. Apparently, they're supposed to be big.
I know. I've heard of them.
So I reached out, and then the lady gets back to me. All she says is, "Are you in Montreal right now?" I was like, "Yeah," and then never replied to me again. So then a few days later, I replied again. I go, "Is that a problem? Like if I'm in Montreal, there's less opportunities, or what's the deal?" Never replied. It's like, you know what? Fuck these fucking
You know, if
people.
you actually, I didn't know you were actively looking for an agent.
As
I
of
knew
last
you-
week, it's not-
Okay, yeah. There's a few people I can put you in touch with, and Peter's got great contacts still. Hollywood Pete there. He'll.
Yeah?
Yeah, he can get us in touch with
Okay,
some
but I
people.
want real like
legit.
Like I don't have
an
time to
agent.
waste with fucking.
No,
I
I
go
know.
in someone's basement. Like I'm a business in myself. You
Casting
know?
couch. That's
Yeah,
all
I'm a
picturing.
business in myself.
Yes, of
I just
course.
want I just want to do that for the extra stuff that I want to have fun with, like voice acting.
I want to be your agent.
You
Can I
can't be
your
my agent. You can't be my agent. I need someone with experience.
I don't even have a
I
basement.
can't
I
think
have
about
no
it.
basement.
I can't think. I need someone who knows what they're
I'm
doing.
experienced. I've been in this industry a long time
Why do you think I don't have a manager?
because
People are fucking idiots.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I don't want to be your agent. I'm just completely fucking.
No, I
with
know,
you,
I know.
yeah.
But that's why I don't have a manager. I did it all myself. If I had if I was waiting for a manager to do all this shit, I tell you right now, there would be no Pantelis podcast. There would be no Two Drink Minimum. There'd be nothing.
But that's not really a manager's job. A manager's job is to get you into other things.
But they wouldn't. It would just be me arguing with people because they don't do shit.
But your whole career is based on you arguing with people.
Yeah.
Like
me.
that's your
But doing stuff.
part of your charisma.
But doing stuff.
But doing stuff, yeah, you are active. You're not lazy. No one can accuse you of being lazy.
I hope not.
I often perpetrate the myth that you're a diva. Like anytime anyone asks me about the show, I'm like, fucking Pantelis, man. He just shows up. Are the cameras ready? He goes in his office. He comes back. He shoots. He leaves. And he leaves me with fucking straddled with Poseidon, which isn't untrue. None of it bothers me.
But the way you're phrasing
But the
it,
way I phrase it's all about the spin, right? And they're like, "Oh, bro, he's big time now, eh?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, man, he's fucking. He
It's
doesn't give a
great.
shit about Parc-ex anymore."
I do give a shit
I
about it.
just
I already
find it-
have a comedy club that called Mike and told him that.
Told them what?
Said this guy's being a fucking diva. And then Mike's like, why?
Is that the story you told me?
Yeah, because he was asking for more money. And then Mike asked, he just asked, he goes, how much did you offer him? And they told him. And Mike's like, yeah, no shit, he's asking you for more money. His credits fucking trump over everyone that you have in that fucking club. He goes, you idiots.
I want to jump in and add my version of this story because I was around when you were on that phone
I made a
call.
guy
You
cry.
remember you were in my office and you
Yeah.
looked at me. You were like, "I went too far, right?" I was like, "Yeah, you went
made a guy
too
cry.
far."
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm being a diva," but you were right. They were under.
Yeah, they
the
were-
offer was laughable.
It was laughable.
but it was just funny the way you went about it. You didn't say it, but you basically said, "Do you know who I am? Do you know who you're talking to right now? What kind of fucking one-trick pony shop is this? Like, what's going on?"
I said, what is this, fucking high school? Yeah, I went a little
Good
harder.
times, right? That's okay. Did you end up going to that?
I can't talk about it, but I'm
That's fair. Okay.
I came to
Cool.
an agreement.
You came to an agreement,
Mm-hmm.
an amicable agreement.
I'm still not happy, but I'm doing it out of good faith. I'm doing it out of, you guys don't know what you're doing. Let's try and be friends, and this is
Okay.
your one test.
That's respectable. That's
Yeah.
very big of you.
I'm a big guy.
I want to change the table on this just thing. It's very random segue. I just want to tell you that.
Like the type of table?
I think we need a new table.
What the fuck are you talking about? We
I
can barely
don't-
see the table.
I don't like the table we use
You can't see the table.
because it rocks and it bothers me.
How about you stop fucking shaking the table?
My laptop's on the table. I need to touch the table.
What do you want to do with the table?
I want to use the cork table.
What are you
The
talking
one
about?
over there.
The wood table there?
Yeah, the conference table.
It's like made of fucking cardboard.
Cork.
Whatever.
Like cork.
Yeah,
cork.
that's what it is.
What do you think of that?
That's a bitch to move all the time.
Nah, it's super light. It's easy. What do you think?
I don't care.
This is what I was talking about. You're fucking diva. You're like, bro, I don't care. Just set the design and.
No, but I don't care.
shoot
But I
it."
mean, the black one works well. Like that's gonna
The
look
black
weird.
one's like destroyed. Ali's had his way with it while we were off for the
Really?
summer. It's like trashed.
Jesus Christ.
I just feel like we should come. We've been gone for what, 2 months?
Yeah.
Has it been 2 months since African CPR?
Yeah, that
The
was a good
greatest
episode.
fucking news story.
Yeah.
That guy died, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, because they just
The
jerked him
CPR
off.
doesn't work. Yeah, when you jerk someone off. But fake news. I feel like we should change something. Like, and because we didn't plan on changing anything, I'm just like, we should change the table. Maybe
Oh,
people are
well-
like, whoa, they're back. They got a new table.
Maybe the logo.
Again.
No, I don't want you. I like the logo.
I like the logo. I like that we have 2 logos and neither of us know which one's the official logo.
They're both official.
I think
I
people should
decide the
visit our
canon.
shop.
They're both official.
They're both official?
Yeah.
I think one is our like this just thing after dark logo. You know what I mean? Like it's got that neon vibe.
Yeah.
And the other one's just there. Because I'm too lazy to change the intro. Should we
Here's
change the
what
intro?
No, the intro's quick. Yeah, I like it.
I love
Here's
that.
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
We should maybe get some correspondence.
What sort of correspondence?
Get more
Oh,
journalists.
correspondence.
Yeah.
Not like start a correspondence with someone.
Yeah, in prison. No, correspondence. We should get more people involved, some reporters, some
I'm down.
on-the-field people.
I like that. Like who? Like no one who works for MTL Blog because fuck them.
Ugh. Whoa. Oh.
Have you watched their new stuff? What they're doing?
They have videos now.
They have fucking journalists.
That term is being thrown
I'm
around.
here on location. It's super exciting. I've just been thrown off of the set of fucking Kevin Hart's new movie. Let me tell you the story and show you nothing pertinent. How's that news?
I'm on location. I just got thrown off. Then you're not really on.
You
like,
were on
You
location.
were on location technically, but you weren't invited.
You were trespassing. Like when Kevin Hart came in, I feel like every fucking shit news outlet in the city was like, Kevin Hart's. We know everyone's fucking talking about it. He's a
Yeah.
cool dude. Sure, okay.
I didn't even know till weeks in. Like he's been living here.
He's
And I
been
was like,
living
oh.
here. He went to like fucking Six Flags, Laronde.
Yeah,
Like,
I could
good for
care
him.
less.
That's great. He's
I don't have a
working
problem
here.
with him. I'm just saying like
There's a lot of big movies
let the
that
guy
get
do
shot
his
here.
thing. I don't give a fuck.
Fucking John Krasinski was here for like a year shooting Jack Ryan. Have you watched that?
No,
It's all right for Prime. It's not bad.
I haven't seen
I
many
want to try
movies.
The Boys. No, not the movies. The show Jack Ryan. It's on a Prime original.
Oh, I have Prime.
Yeah,
But
I
I've
have
never
Prime
watched
also. Because I got it on Amazon stick now.
Oh, The
so I was-
Boys. Yeah, I thought
The
you were
Boys,
getting all
yeah.
weird with me. Yeah, I watched the whole season.
Did you? Is
Fucking
it worth
great.
It?
It's
Yeah,
fun.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Jack Ryan, great until it completely falls apart at some point.
Oh, I don't know about
It's
Jack
like
Ryan.
the greatest fucking terrorist style villain in like recent TV history. Like real backstory, not just like Allahu Akbar, like an actual fucking backstory, and you understand and you feel for
And
him.
then it turns
And then
shit.
at some point they're like, fuck it. He's like, Allahu Akbar. La, 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 la. He's just blowing shit up. You're like, what happened to all his motivation? Oh, we don't care about that anymore. Okay, cool. Thanks, Prime. Bang, 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 bang. Yeehaw, America. Like it just falls apart. It was a fucking.
The
shame.
Boys gets better and better, and The Boys is about superheroes. You know this?
I know what it's about.
It's
I haven't
weird though,
watched it yet.
because I knew from the first episode it was gonna be wacky. Because
Keith Urban's in that, right?
I don't know who that is.
The guy from Star Trek.
I don't know who that is.
Never mind.
But someone's in it for sure.
He's
There's
like the
actors.
lead boy. There's actors in it.
There's
Cool,
actors in it
cool.
for
Yeah,
sure.
I like that.
So like I saw them.
It's not just CGI.
No, not
okay,
at all.
cool. Like
So-
the new Will Smith movie.
Yeah, Will Smith is he's not even real anymore. Will
you
Smith
did you see the
died
trailer?
10 years ago. What movie?
Gemini Man. Watch the trailer. Honestly, I watched it. I was like, it's like a sci-fi action movie.
Alright.
Will Smith is fighting a clone of himself 25 years younger. It's all CG. It's all mocap. It's really interesting looking. It looks real.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's really well done. It's not like that weird face younging thing that they do.
Yeah,
the
no, okay.
de-aging.
I'll take a look at
Really
that. But
interesting.
you'll like The Boys. You'll know from the first episode because you know when an episode starts, it puts on screen a disclaimer of what to expect, like strong language.
Yeah, yeah.
The first one is like strong language, rape, and I was like, Jesus
rape is
Christ,
listed?
yeah. And I was like, this is a fucking superhero
I
show.
saw the trailer where the fucking chick gets like emulsified by the
that's
speedy
nothing.
guy, and I was like, "This looks alright."
That's the
I'll
first.
watch
That's the
this.
first
I
2
think
minutes
I'll
of
watch
the
this.
the show.
I have a question about podcasts.
Okay.
How do bathroom breaks work?
Why are you asking me?
I really gotta pee.
Really again?
Yeah, badly. I fucking drank 2 of these.
You peed 38 minutes ago, sir.
We've been going for 38 minutes.
We went for 34 minutes.
Jesus.
Yeah,
And there's
35.
like 4
now.
minutes where you tricked me at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just gonna go to the bathroom.
I guess. Go ahead.
You're just gonna cut it out.
No,
You're gonna. What are you gonna do while I'm
I'm
gone?
gonna talk to my fans.
All right, guys. Ask him about his childhood.
Yeah. Ask him while you're listening to this in your car days after it's been recorded. Ask him. I'm gonna remind you guys of something. If you want to support this goddamn podcast, you head over to MyBookie because they're sponsoring the show this month. MyBookie.ag. That's where you go to gamble. Because, I mean, the NFL season's starting, right? Antonio Brown, I believe, is playing for the Raiders, and he's upset about his helmet. Who knows what he's... A bit of a pussy move. Regardless. If you're going to bet anywhere, you should bet at MyBookie. Because MyBookie will match your initial deposit as long as you sign up using the Pantelis promo code. And there are many promo codes out there. Promo codes come in all different forms and sizes, I guess. But the only promo code that matters is this one. Because you guys are hanging out with me. So use the promo code Pantelis when you sign up to mybookie.ag. You go there, you have fun. It makes the games a lot funner. You can bet on anything. You could bet on different sports. You could bet on the results. You could bet on the over-unders. It's a great old time. So mybookie.ag, promo code Pantelis, and that's how you support the show. And if you like the guests that I'm having that are coming up, if you don't know, the upcoming guests are going to be pretty interesting. So mybookie.ag, you go there, you support the show. And you know who just got back here right on time? Fucking Phil. It's goddamn Phil.
I'm back. Did you? Were you plugging your sponsor again?
I just said, let's do it a shameless ad right there.
There's nothing shame-filled about it.
Because Two Drink Minimum is behind both of us, so it's already being advertised.
Is it?
Well, it's everywhere. Oh, yeah. It's the goddamn number one podcast in this fucking country.
It is.
Nobody comes close.
Quebec or Canada?
Canada. Nobody comes close.
Really?
Nobody. They're so shit.
I find that so bizarre. Like, it's so surreal.
Well,
to me that
go watch another podcast. Go watch another podcast.
I don't.
There you go.
I don't consume a lot of podcasts. I used to watch Rogan often when I had my shitty office job back in the day.
And now you're too busy?
Well, no, because I needed to turn my brain off. And honestly, 50% of Rogan's content is nonsensical, right? Let's be serious. It's just him going on about...
Well, it depends what you like.
We're fucking apes, man. Like,
he hasn't done that in a while.
Yeah, but that's when I was listening, right?
Yeah.
And in the heyday of it. But I don't know.
It's good we had Bernie Sanders. Like, he's getting good guests.
I saw that he had Bernie Sanders actually on on YouTube. He does his best of the week.
The clips,
yeah. Honestly, the best clip I've ever seen from Rogan is still the one I shared of you. All the guests he's ever had, he felt like he was trying to burn you. Like he thought he was being smart. He's like Pantelis, Pantelis, like Roseanne. You're like fucking Godzilla. I'm paraphrasing, but it was just you never missed a beat. And I was sitting at home going, he just said that to Joe Rogan. Respect. I'm gonna keep making the show with him. That's respect.
Well, yeah, because I didn't. It was just. But the truth is, he'd never heard of my type of name. It was an off week for him too.
Look, even by Greek standards, it's not a super common.
It's not a super common name. So, he's forgiven. So he's trying to figure out. He's like, is that two names? Like in his head, he's like, wait, how's this work? Like, is this a stage name or whatever?
Pan and then Telis.
So he was trying to figure in his defense, trying to figure out. Just that I also get very defensive. So I was like, no.
But you weren't defensive. You were just like, no. Matter of fact, it's just like Godzilla, the king of monsters.
Yeah.
And he's like, cool. He was way too high. I felt like he was way too high during your interview.
It was a little high, wasn't that? It was mostly because he had he was smoked right before. He had gave me some right before the show started. It was mostly because it was a fucked up week. His friends lost their houses in those fires. The fires were still raging when we were there.
I fucking remember that.
It was a weird week for him. So he was agitated already. Like it was Thanksgiving that day too, American Thanksgiving.
You just didn't catch him at his best.
Well, I didn't catch him at his best. So that was like a lot of people wondered like, do you guys hate each other?
Apparently caught you at yours.
He caught me at mine. Yeah, but I'm always on.
Mike was funny during that. That was one of the first times I ever got to listen to Mike really talk.
Yeah, because you only see him do stand-up.
Because you guys hadn't started doing the shots yet.
Yeah.
So I'm not subscribed to Compound. So I just, besides conversation, I remember when you first brought Mike here, I had no idea who he was. You're like, he's famous. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea who he is.
Yeah, because I remember when I brought him, I didn't tell anyone because I didn't think, because I when I met him, I just, I knew who he was, but I didn't have the whole. Yeah. So it was Russell Chang, who I brought him once.
Not his real name, but fair enough. We'll keep it that way.
It's not his real name?
No, it's not his real name.
Is it close?
It's racistly close.
Really?
It's Chow.
Oh, that's the same thing.
Chang,
so fucking Russell Chang over there, he came and started flipping out. He's like,
I remember you calling me about that.
And I was like, dude, stop being creepy. And he's like, and then Mike's like, yeah, for sure, man. Let's have a photo, whatever. And I was like, I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry. He just got off a boat. And
he's not even from a boat. He's from here. That's the worst part about Russell. The
really?
best part about Russell.
Every language he speaks is terrible.
Wrong, yeah. I bet his Chinese sucks, too.
That's what I told him. I told him last time.
Sure.
And he's like, and I go, does it suck? And he's just staring at me. I go, it sucks.
He just does the slow blink. He's like, what?
Because I told him, why is your English so fucked up? And then he's like, oh, because I grew up speaking of French. And then I go, why does your French suck too?
Je ne sais pas.
Yeah, je ne sais pas. Whatever.
Fucking samurai movie. His lips move at different intervals. Blah, 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 blah.
He's just not good with languages.
I remember when he told me that story. Yeah, he's not good with a lot of things, but he's a good dude.
He's a very good dude.
I remember when he told me that story. I came in the next day. Like, I assume people at this point know, like, that your studio is nestled within another studio, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's other people here. It's not just me and you.
Yeah.
So, like, I came in. I told the guys, I go, hey, guys, by the way, now that Mike is here, and at this point I had realized that Mike is kind of famous, right?
Yeah.
I was like, you guys can't fanboy. Like, this is a safe space.
Yeah,
like,
calm your tits.
I'm like, calm your tits. You can't be fucking like, oh my God, can I have a picture? And he was like, I didn't do that. I was like, Pantelis told me you did. Poseidon corroborated, and Mike kind of nodded. He's like, okay. And I was, but that's important to me. Like Shian's been here, right?
Yeah.
Like I love.
Luckily, but both times I brought him here, I brought him in secret. I brought him once in the middle of the night, so nobody fucks with him. It was 2 a.m, and then once it was a Sunday, no one was here.
But I know now, after the conversations I've had with everyone, that if you were to bring him in the middle of the day,
wouldn't be a problem.
They would be cool. Because
Yeah.
I want to know that you can bring anyone you want in here. No one's going to be like, oh my God, this is a safe space. We're
Yeah,
all
Sugar
naked.
Sammy too. I think they were cool with him. They were excited. They wanted to meet him, but
Sugar
it was all
Sammy
cool.
was the best. When
Yeah.
Sugar Sammy I had ordered Uber Eats.
Oh yeah,
And I was
yeah.
waiting for my food. So I opened the door and I look at him. Didn't process that it was him because I've met him a few times, like randomly. I had even done a project with his brother once.
Who, Sid?
Yeah, Sid. The whole project fell apart, but this is the guy who sold me the project. You got to come in on this. I don't have a lot of money, but you know Sugar Sammy? I'm like, Sugar Sammy's attached to this deal? He's like, you know Sugar Sammy. I'm like, fucking Sugar Sammy's in it? You know him, right? I'm like, yeah, I know him. He's like, wait. So I wait.
This is
Fucking
his
meeting
brother.
shows up. Sid shows up. I'm like, that's not Sugar Sammy. That's another Indian guy. He goes, I'm Sid. I'm Sugar Sammy's brother. I'm like, that's not what you fucking told me. Sid's cool, though. Sid was really cool.
Yeah, he's a cool ass dude. Yeah.
But, and I remember I used to see Sugar Sammy, like, in Codenet. Like, we grew up in the same neighborhood. Like, he's one of the only Canadians who's kind of famous. Well, no,
Yeah.
he's pretty famous.
He's pretty famous, yeah.
He's pretty famous and actually talks about, like, where I'm from, which I like. I'm like,
Yeah.
Codenet, represent. But, yeah, I thought he was my Uber driver. I was like, where's my food? He's like, what? I'm like, oh, fuck. Hey, what's up? Welcome to Xenospace. Like, this is embarrassing. But, you know.
And then he left and we couldn't record.
And then he
with him.
left. He
Thanks.
didn't record, and you guys have that feud going still. I'm sorry about that. I just really wanted my fucking hot dogs.
Fist fight. No, I said we're good. He did 5 secret shows last week. He invited me to go do spots on all of them, and he sold out each and every one. He sold out 5 shows in 37 seconds.
37. Here or yeah, the secret shows were here. I actually saw some of the like in between clips when he makes fun of people.
37 seconds.
That's nuts.
37.
Good for fucking him, man.
Yeah.
His French stuff is funny.
It's all funny.
It's
all
actually
but
really funny.
He does something. It's very Montreal because he'll flip between the languages depending on who's in the audience.
Yeah,
it's something
course.
that you don't really see a lot of people do.
Where else in the world could you do it besides maybe like Switzerland? Yeah.
But it's not the same because you need to be able to take a joke better. Because
The
especially now he's
Swiss-
trying to get more. He's
What,
trying
you
to
saying the Swiss can't take a joke? They can take gold. That's
yeah,
for
no,
sure.
they can't take a joke. They could steal Jewish money, but they can't take a joke.
See, this is one of those moments on the show where I would be like in the edit going, they could steal Jewish money. Back up. They could steal Jewish money. I'm like, is it funny enough to leave there?
It's not that it's funny.
And
It's
it is.
accurate. It's true.
It's actually
It's
accurate.
accurate. That's what they fucking did. Never forget what they did to the Jews. So, because it's the same thing.
It's the same thing. I saw that History
Yo,
Channel
I see
documentary.
nothing, yeah?
Yeah, no,
Fuck
we
that.
are neutral. We don't want the gold.
Assholes.
What gold?
What gold?
What gold?
Wild gold. So,
Do you feel like I censor you too much on the show?
sometimes, but I mean, you're scared. You got a real life to live.
No, it's not even that. It depends how good the joke is.
Well, you've cut off every time you've dropped the N-bomb, and
and-
thank God, because you do it so often. And it doesn't make sense sometimes, too. It doesn't make sense. I'm like, look at that, bro. It's the NBA Finals. And you're like, oh, I got something here. I'm like, Jesus, Phil,
I
fuck.
fucking hate you. How did I not see that coming? I walked right
No,
into that.
I mean, censor. Sometimes
I
you
censor
cut off-
myself a lot.
You censor yourself because you're nervous. You censor me a bit, too.
I say
but
some
I don't-
really inappropriate things just because sometimes I feel like I'm trying to keep up with you on the show.
Yeah, you don't have to.
I know I don't have to, but sometimes like I just get excited. I'm like, and I'll say something terrible. I was like, wow, I can't say that. I have a family and they'll kill me.
Because you need a straight man on. We need you to be the straight man that delivers the news.
Look, if you want to suck dicks during the show, that's your problem.
No, but you need.
I'll stay straight. No problem.
You need that because
I know.
Every show is different. Like look, this show, Pantelis podcast. Even if I would bring, the only way it could be the same as 2 Drink Minimum is I have both Poseidon and Mike here. Then it would just become 2 Drink Minimum, right?
Which
But
this one?
This one,
Yeah,
Pantelis
fine.
podcast. But I'm saying 2 Drink Minimum.
Wait,
is
this is
different.
not 2 Drink Minimum. I'm confused.
2 Drink Minimum is different from anything else, right? 2 Drink Minimum. The reason why it's so good, it's the Wu-Tang of podcasts. It's me
what?
and Mike, which is the best human beings ever in the history of mankind.
Best.
And then you have one of the best autistic people, Poseidon, that mankind's ever seen. That's the trifecta. It's 3 of the very best doing their best, and that's why it's fun. It's just people fucking around.
Yeah, it is. What I have seen of the show, like, because I do watch the shots now, and sometimes I fall for your fucking marketing ploys. You're like, don't get what this is about. watch that.
I don't. By the way, I don't market.
I
Yeah,
know it's
we
not
have
you.
a guy that does all that.
I know it's not
People
you.
sometimes ask me like, "How did you make that?" I go, "Make what?" And then I gotta look at like, "Oh fuck, I don't know. I don't know how to create
a lot
GIF."
of times I get mad and I was like, fuck that, I'm not watching. So I just asked Poseidon, like, what are they talking about? He's like, bro, I don't even remember.
He doesn't remember. He does the show. He doesn't remember what we talk about.
He's just going through life as a
Yeah.
shell. Like, he doesn't
As a
know
shell of a
where
man.
he is, what's happening.
Yeah.
Now he's posting IG stories often because I guess he's gotten a little taste of his fandom.
Yeah, he's trying his best
trying to create content. Good
Because
for
people
him.
start recognizing him a lot. So and it's getting
Who, Big Dick Tony?
big dick. People started recognizing him a lot, and it's getting weird for him, like especially French people, and he doesn't know how to handle it properly.
He'll handle it the way Poseidon always handles it.
With rape.
Whoa, I was gonna say with the sexual harassment suit, but rape.
That's
is-
what the suit was for, sir. It was aggravated sexual assault. That's what they call it. No, but he's trying to get used to it. But the reason why 2 Chick Minimum works the way it does is because it's just in the beginning we tried the first episode to bring in guests often, like we were a guest.
I remember that actually. Yeah.
And it didn't work. There wasn't enough quality guests in Montreal. Like once we go through the first 10, 15 people, who else are we
Is
going
that
to
all
get?
there is? 10, 15 people?
How many people are there?
We're not against guests now. Like if you have a good guest, you'll still have
Yeah,
them on.
but it's rare to find a guest that could fit, especially because we say some crazy shit. So what happens? Some guests will come on, and off the podcast we like them, but then on the podcast they're scared because they can't keep up, and then we'll say something like I don't know, and it makes it awkward, right?
Yeah, I remember watching an episode that was like that.
There was a few,
Yeah.
and then fans sent us messages, and they go, "What the fuck? Why are you bringing these people on? They're scared to be there." And then me and Mike were like, "Do you think it'll work with just us?" And then me and Mike were just doing our own episodes, and it worked. People loved them better.
Yeah, that's when the show started to grow.
That's when the show started to grow. And then Poseidon bullying Poseidon, and people are like, "Yeah, now it works." It's more of the way O&A and Howard Stern
weird
was,
to me.
where the core is there, and then the rest is like it's like the whack pack.
Like Poseidon, how popular Poseidon is blows my fucking mind.
It's amazing.
I don't I like Poseidon as a human being. Like he's an alright dude. Like he was your friend. I got to know him through you. But how fans have taken to it's so even on our show, like
Well, you know, because
people love to hate him.
they love
That's
to
what it
hate him
is. He's
because
like a villain.
Because you have people like that in your life every day, and normally those people in your life, people don't give them a platform, a pedestal. I've given
I
this
think that's
fuck up.
probably a good idea though.
I've given
not
him a
to.
platform. No, but I've given him a platform. So people are like, first of all, what the fuck? Like that is a monkey. Why am I not there? So some people
You know
get
how this ends, right?
some people get jealous of him, but a lot of people are just
Jealous?
like, yeah, a lot of people are jealous of him.
Nothing to be jealous of.
People are jealous of Poseidon.
Really?
Yeah, I know this. People are because they're like, why him? Why him? But why not him?
But people have
And-
said the same thing about me and you.
Yeah,
As soon as you got a bit of fame, they're like, why are you working with Phil?
yeah, I know.
But we've been doing stuff before any of us had any kind of success. Like,
Yeah,
I'm, not,
it just-
I'm not famous. I
there's-
have no
there's-
fame, but I
there's-
have success. Like I've
there's
done
a-
okay.
Yeah, and you still have. You're still doing what you want. You're still
Yeah,
making
still
videos. You
doing it.
have your own company. But
It's nice to have a company.
yeah. But no. So Poseidon, and then there's the other people who just love the fuckery of it, those are our fans. Our fans are the ones that see him and they're like, I'm annoyed at how stupid he is, but I know people like this exist. I have people like this in my life. I try to tell people about this person in my life, and people don't believe me. Now there's a real human representation of this fucking idiot
On the internet forever.
On the internet forever, and people can relate to him. Like as much as I like to fuck with him, he's just a young man.
He is relatable.
He's relatable. He's a young man trying to make it in life,
People
and he's a
don't-
pod.
People don't. He's a what?
He's missing a lot of information.
Oh yeah.
So his big thing isn't that he's stupid because
He's young.
Yeah, the narrative comes that he's dumb. He's not the smartest, but he's not a dumb guy. His problem is that he lacks certain knowledge. So he was shelled a lot. He was sheltered very
yeah.
much from a
He's
lot
very
of
naive.
pop culture. That's what makes him naive.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of basic things he doesn't know, and that makes it frustrating and entertaining for people. But he's not a bad person. He's not a bad
No,
person.
I would never say that.
He's
about
just
him.
he little things he can't be on time. He can't like little things that
But that's
infuriate
age.
you.
That's age. When
That-
I was 23, how old is Poseidon?
24, 25.
That's another thing. I think a lot of people don't know how old he is.
Maybe
they
he's
think
younger.
he's
He
older.
might be younger. I don't know.
No, I think he's 24 years.
He looks divorced, but he's young.
He looks divorced, but people think he's older, so they're like who was it? I think my wife actually, she's like, Poseidon, he's so stupid. I'm like, he's only 24. She's
Yeah.
like, he's only 24. Oh, that's completely forgivable.
Yeah,
like,
but he's not. That's what I'm saying. People think he's stupid because now it's more of a character he plays because he's not a dumb person.
I don't know. On 2 Drink Minimum, that's not a character.
No,
That's
it's not a
Poseidon.
character. It's Poseidon. But what I'm saying
on
is,
our show, it's a character.
for people, it seems like a character because it's like an exaggerated version of himself because
Yeah.
he's not stupid, but because of the questions we ask him, and he doesn't know the answer, he comes off as stupid because you would know the answer. And most adults
Right.
would know that answer. But he was so sheltered from pop culture, from current
A
events.
lot of times he doesn't know the answer.
He doesn't really know it. So it seems like, oh, he's an idiot. He doesn't get it. But it's not that he doesn't get it, it's that he doesn't know it.
He never came into contact with
He
it.
never
How
came
can
into
know
contact with it.
something
How
he's
can he
never
know
seen?
something?
Yeah.
But the stuff is basic things. Like you'll tell him like fucking, salt water like is not drinking water. And he's going to be like, what are you talking about? Of course you can. Just go drink it. That's what water is. It's just water. So things like that, it's not because
That was
he's
an example,
dumb.
right? That wasn't like a
No,
real
that's just an example.
Okay, I'm just
It's
making
just
sure.
he doesn't know
Yeah.
the salt. It's not that he's dumb and he's drinking it. He just assumed and
He
just
never
went,
put much thought into it.
He never put much
Why
thought. That's
would
all
he,
it is.
right?
But he's not a bad guy. That's why people
No,
like
no,
him too. Is because when people approach him, he's very affable. They like him, and he'll take anybody asks him for a photo or whatever. He does it. He takes it. He loves
That's
it.
the weirdest part on our show because he's a good human being.
He's a good human
right?
being, yeah.
So on this just thing, the stuff he says, some of it is like
Completely
he
crazy.
says the stuff that I think sometimes me and you both think would be funny, but neither of us will go there.
Well, he says the stuff that I tell him to say.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
and we give him some like he played like remember I don't remember how many episodes ago it was. He was like a veiled woman.
Yeah, I gave him the best lines.
Yeah, like I watched it after. I'm like, why would he ever agree to do this? Does he know
He's
this is on the internet
He's
forever?
a good sport. That's what I'm saying.
He
He's
is a good sport. He is a good sport.
And in the end, if it continues to grow the way it's growing, he's probably gonna. He can't do stand up. We've tried. He's just not.
I don't think. Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't think he could.
Some people don't have it,
I've
but
always wanted to try stand up.
he could. So try it.
I don't think I'm funny enough. I don't know.
I don't know. I can't tell you because you might have your own niche. That's the thing.
Maybe
You
Wh-
can't
what
do
would
my
my
jokes.
niche be? No, I can't do fucking no.
But no. But I mean, that doesn't mean that you like. That's what I tell people. People are like, I'm not as funny as you. I can't do what you do.
I didn't say I'm not as funny
can't
as you. I
do,
said I don't
but
think
you're not
I'd
as
be
funny as me.
funny. But that's not what I said though.
Yeah, but that's
all I'm
what
saying.
everybody understands.
Yeah.
No, but because I can't. There's certain jokes, like there's certain people the way they. I wish I can't do one-liners. I wish I could. I don't have it in me.
Nobody
I
can
don't
really
have
do
that skill.
one-liners.
Yeah, Mitch Hedberg was the best.
I guess.
I don't have that skill though. I don't that skill set. I don't have it. You know, it's tools.
Yeah, I
don't
get what
have
you
it.
mean. It's not even a skill set. It is a skill set. You're right. No,
Yeah,
I see
and I
what you
don't
mean.
that I don't have. So, but you might. So I'm just saying. I'm not saying that that's what it'll
No,
make you. But
I'm following.
and then people who love that humor will go to you instead of me. They're like, I don't want to hear stories. I want to hear fucking just straight
That's
up jokes.
something that people often say, like the people, because the show grew with your friends first, then with your fan base,
Yeah.
and then eventually when we started the Facebook page and my friends and family started like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what is this show? Like, I realized about 6 months ago that my father-in-law has been watching.
Your father-in-law.
My father-in-law.
This guy speaks English.
Yeah, of course he speaks English. Yeah, a guy speaks English.
I don't know the way you described him. I thought he didn't speak
I've
English.
never described him to you.
You did.
When?
You used words like
I don't even.
villager, peasant.
Not at all. He's not a villager at all. Actually,
I hope he
Like,
watches this.
He grew up in Athens.
That's not what you told me.
My dad doesn't watch the show.
Yeah, but that's on purpose.
But my dad's weird though, because when I was making like dark, gritty crime dramas, political thrillers, he was like, "Yeah, I saw it." I go, "What do you think, Daddy? You proud of me, Daddy?" You know, like, why don't you make something funny? People want to
You
laugh.
disgust me.
That's what he told me. Why don't you make something funny? People want to laugh. And I
He's
was
not
like,
wrong.
okay. So then I started making something funny with you, and he's like,
What is this shit?
I guess it's kind of funny. I was like, really, Dad? Like,
Yeah, it's different. I don't know what he was expecting. I think he was expecting you to do a comedy.
I think my dad's like, this is the same guy who my whole life walked into the room, and instead of like, I'd be watching like fucking NCIS or something on TV. He'd watch quietly for a second and go, "What movie is this?" I go, "It's not a movie. It was just an ad. Like, it's clearly a show. It's still a movie." I'm like, never mind. And
Do you think your dad doesn't know how TV works?
my dad just doesn't. He's like Poseidon in that sense. Like, never thought too much about it. So he's
Yeah.
like, it's things that I can watch. He called me the other day. He's like, "Have you ever seen Olympus Has Fallen?" I'm like, "Yeah, a long time ago." It's the movie with Gerard Butler where the
That's
White
a
House.
shit movie, yeah.
He goes, "Did it win an Oscar?" I was like, "What do you mean? Did it
I
win
hope
an
to God
Oscar?"
not.
I was like, "No." He goes, "It was really good. It was really good." I was
Yeah.
like, "Okay, Dad."
But that's why Bill just wants
You know,
to
Bill
shut off the
wants
mind and just enjoy
shut
himself.
off the
Yeah.
mind, watch Demolition Man, and have a good time. You
Yeah.
know, like that's fine.
There's no problem with that.
But like, as my friends and family started watching the show, I completely forgot the reason I brought up the story. Do you remember?
No.
Me neither. Whatever. It was a good story.
Maybe people are trying to tell you to do some funny stuff. Like, why don't you be funny?
No,
Why is the fat guy
I
always
think
making the
people
jokes?
That's what it is. A lot of people were like, "Yo, you're funny." I was like, "Thanks." On the show, they're like, "No, in real life, like you're kind of funny. Why aren't you making any jokes?" I'm like, "Well, I thought I was making some jokes first of all."
Yeah,
Ouch.
that's a rough thing to say.
They're like, "Why are you just playing to his straight? Why are you being his straight man?" I was like,
Those are my words. Nobody else told you that.
very specifically about 2 months into the run of the show, they're like, "Why are you just being his straight man?" I'm like,
What do
"That's
you mean
my
his
job."
straight man. Who
Like they were
talks
letting
this?
you be I'm not gonna say who it is.
Because I feel like you're bullshitting.
I'm not at all.
I will show me the person. I'll fucking talk to that person.
I will tell you after the show.
Yeah.
It's someone you've met actually once a long time
Yeah, I'll
ago.
fucking talk to that person.
It's a family member of mine.
Yeah. But what
She
are you
just
talking
meant
about?
like you could be funnier. I was like, but
You can do whatever you want. I don't
can do
control the
whatever I
show.
want.
Literally
Exactly.
bring up news stories and we talk about them.
and I was like, okay, but what's the issue here? They're like, well, you're just letting him tell all the jokes. I'm like, I set you up a lot of times, right?
Yeah. You read the story and then I talk about it. And then we just
And we rib on it together,
Yeah.
right? I think early on in the show, I was doing a lot more setting up. Like I wasn't comfortable yet.
Yeah, what the fuck does that have to do with me?
Nothing.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it ever had. Even the statement itself had nothing to do with you. It was about me. That
You fucking tell me who
she
this person
thought-
is as soon as we're done. I'm going to talk to them.
She-
By the way, that's what the campaign I'm on now, by the way.
Which is?
Anybody I find talking shit, I'll go directly
But
to
this
them now.
isn't shit about
Like
you.
anybody, I'm telling you, I did it to an old guy. I'm going to everybody now. If you're talking shit, I go.
Here's my takeaway from this conversation that I had with this person.
And
who
that's
I-
another thing I want to tell you, motherfuckers. If
that? Oh, the
you
camera.
they can find me. They can find me. I'm all about this. Like even if I show somebody has something to say, I'll fucking go and
Come at me, bro. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'll be like, what? What's the problem? What don't you like? Tell me right now.
There's your Pantelis is next tour, 2020. Pantelis, come at me, bro.
Yeah,
Touring
come at me, bro.
fucking neighborhood near you.
Fuck you.
No, but
with your bullshit thoughts.
my takeaway from this conversation, from
Yeah.
this person who I actually respect and I know said it out of love, was you're letting yourself be nervous. Like you can do better. That's all I took away from it, right? But people were confused why I was even doing comedy at that point, like with you, because you're a stand-up. People know that.
Yeah.
You're a comic.
Well, a lot of people didn't.
Well, I think by the time we started this just thing, people knew what you were doing.
I don't know local if people knew. Like some people I meet
I
and
think people that we know.
I've seen people that I know. They even have me on social media. People recently asked me, like, "So what do? You still work in video games?" Like there was one guy that sent me a message after I did Rogan, and I was like, "Oh, this guy's an idiot." He sent a
What'd he
message.
say?
He's like, "Oh, I just saw you on Joe Rogan." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You still work in video games?"
Look, you
I was
could
like, "You
still
just saw me on. You just saw me."
You could still be working video games. He doesn't know.
That's so
Maybe you
stupid.
like kept like
you
a side
literally
gig.
just saw me on Rogan talking about what I am doing. You fucking idiot. So I'll get shit like that. I'll be like, okay, people are dumb.
People are dumb. I can't even fucking pretend to defend anything other than that statement. People are fucking dumb. And
Yeah.
people ask me still. They're like, "You're still working at the medical clinic?"
But yeah, of course.
I was like, "You literally liked my video yesterday." They're like, "Oh, did you make that?" Well, why would I share it? Oh, I don't know.
I'm in it.
I'm not in it, but I don't mean this just thing. I mean just like the video, the client work I do.
Oh yeah.
And now a lot of people are like giving me a lot of weird, because like I shifted like the main focus of the kind of videos I do, right? Because I have like a specific client now. Instead of just 100 little ones, I have like one big one and a bunch of little ones. But the big one is like fancy, right? It's like fucking private jets.
Luxury
people,
shit,
People
bro.
are like, bro, you bought a private jet? I was like, do you really think if I bought a private jet, first of all, that I would be sitting here talking to anyone
No, but I like how
who would
people
ask
think
that question? I was like, they're like, bro, you're making mad cash now. I'm like, do I ask you what you make? Like,
I
don't
share a
ask
movie
you.
trailer. You're in the Marines now, bro.
It's just like
So
the weirdest
stupid.
thing. And there's like I had never experienced it. You have. I know you have. The second you got a taste of any kind of spotlight, there was jealousy,
Oh yeah.
right? And people are like, are you doing okay now, eh?
Oh, I just
I was like,
cut
I'm
people
sorry.
off.
I've been fucking in the trenches, like, working for fucking credit for years while none of you knew what I was doing. Fucking.
If people fuck, you just cut those kind of people off. You don't need that kind of shit in your life.
I don't seek them out. They just find me, like, randomly. I don't know.
Me, I cut people like that off. I got no time for shit like that. Like I'm busy. I'm working, and whatever people are
Yeah,
mad
but
at,
fuck you because
is
you cut
internal.
them off.
it has
Yeah,
nothing
of
to
course
do with
it's
you.
internal.
It's internal. Like if someone's mad at me for doing stand up, I didn't stop
Why
them
would
from
they be
doing
mad at you
Yeah, I
for
didn't
doing
stop
stand-up?
them
Doesn't
from doing
make any
stand up.
sense. When we were at Just for Laughs last year, when you did the 2 Drink Minimum podcast, a bunch of people who you didn't have time to talk to, for whatever reason, you were like running
Yeah.
around, you were getting stuff done. I was with Poseidon and your girlfriend.
Yeah.
And they would just come and talk to me and ask me weird questions about your career. I'm like, I don't know. You realize we just do the show together and share a studio. Like
Like
I
what?
don't manage him.
Like what? Can I
Trying to
book
remember.
him?
No, not even like, can you believe he's doing this? I was like, yeah, 'cause I bought a ticket and I'm
just
here.
happened.
They're like, it's just weird, right? I'm like, I don't know if it's weird. Like there was support, like I'm here, but there was like an undertow of jealousy.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even tell you who these people were because I don't know them, but they knew you.
Yeah.
And then, and your sister was standing next to me and she looked annoyed. I remember she was just like, "Ugh, fuck this.
Yeah.
Like, who are these people? Why are they talking to us?
I used to care, but now zero. The only thing I do now is if I catch someone talking shit, I'll
I love the
them.
call, yeah.
It's the best feeling in the world because I make people really nervous. Like, you know
what I'm looking
You're
forward-
talking shit, bro. You know who I am? Remember? Have you ever seen Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back?
Yeah.
Kevin Smith. So at the end of the movie, they went to all the people on the internet that were talking shit, and
Yeah.
they used all their money to fly to the house and beat the shit out of them. That's me now.
That's a fucking
That's a great way.
a just cause.
Yeah, because it's like, what
It's
do you?
noble.
Yeah, because I have a lot of people. It's weird. I can't give advice to most things. The only advice I give people now is, fuck anyone who tells you can't do something. I guarantee you could do it if you really try. You could do anything. You could fucking do. You look at you. Like, be honest, okay?
I'm not gonna run a marathon.
Be honest with you.
Okay.
No, you could though if you put I'm not saying magic.
I don't
Like
think
I'm not
I
saying you're gonna be like I
physically
want to
can.
be the biggest actor in the world and I've never acted. No, that's not, you have to put work in everything. But if you believe you
Yeah,
put work in it,
okay.
you can do it. So you, for example, if I go back 15 years and I look at the piece of garbage that you were,
I was a piece of garbage 15 years ago.
and somebody said that one day you're gonna have a family, 2 kids, you're gonna be running your own like media company, okay?
I prefer
You're gonna-
Empire.
Empire. It's going to be an Empire soon, okay? You would have, even at the time, even though you were cocky, you would have been like, because it's a little far off. That's not going to happen, right?
The
like
family,
it's a little,
I probably would have believed.
that's one thing
Yeah.
because you don't like wearing condoms. But the rest, but look at you now that you put in the groundwork and you have everything. You did something that 10 years ago people would have been like, and then now I guarantee there's people who look at you and like, that motherfucker, why is he doing that? How come I couldn't do that? Because you didn't fucking do it. Because
Yeah.
he did. That's the difference. So same thing with me. Some people tell me like, oh, I did open mics too like 10 years ago. How the fuck? I don't know, because you did an open mic and you stopped.
I know so many people who I started with. Because the thing is, like, I don't know if you remember this, but I wasn't like the 8-year-old saying, one day I'm going to make a movie. Like, I had no interest in this at all. Like I have friends who this is what they wanted to do since they were kids, right? This was not the case for me. I just kind of, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just kind of drifting around looking for some kind of, like, sign, I guess. Like, what should I do with my life?
Very close to joining a white supremacist group.
Very close to joining a white supremacist group.
They saw the haircut.
Only to turn around and go after them eventually.
Yeah,
and then
they
just,
saw the haircut and they're like, this guy.
That's probably one of the craziest turns in my life. The almost ending up in the alt-right and then going, fuck this, I'm going so hard left.
When
my
did
head's
you
gonna
almost
spin."
end up in the alt-right? I mean, you were very right-wing. I remember that.
I was
but you were
accidentally-
junta right.
I was accidentally right-wing.
You weren't. What's it called? You weren't.
I wasn't
what's
like a
right wing?
conservative.
You were conservative, but which conservative is fine. You weren't.
What was I?
Like the racist, because right now everything's grouped together. They say they're making up terms.
Yeah.
But being conservative politically,
No, yeah,
Sugar
that's-
Sammy's conservative. Like
course.
that's not a problem. It's they group. They basically people can't.
People like to group things.
People can't argue a point, so they can't
Right.
argue why. For example, now they can't argue why conservative would be like, you know what, fiscally it doesn't make sense for us to bring in people that we can't
Yes.
afford, and they're gonna go on what we can. They can't understand that, so they attribute to racism, and they put those people who are conservative minded, just thinking about the economics of it, they put them in the group of you're a racist. So the reason
Yeah,
why
sure,
you're not
yeah.
doing this is race based when. A conservative
probably
normally
not,
is
yeah.
it's not the
It's
case.
always money.
Yeah, it's normally money. It's just they try to be fiscally responsible.
It's a fiduciary responsibility.
The only reason here why we didn't get hit as hard during the 2008 the crash, remember?
Yeah, the crash.
Is because of our conservative government. I didn't know at the time. I was making fun of them, but it's because the way they took care of our.
That's a thing. That's a stat that people throw out a lot now.
It's 100% accurate. Even the liberals even said
I
it.
don't even know. I'm not a fucking
Even George.
economist. I
Even
don't
George
know.
said it. George said it.
Where's
and
George? No, George lost.
No, even yeah. This is a fact.
I bet
Right?
after this podcast, George invites me to do his podcast.
He got Trudeau.
Justice Trudeau.
Justice Trudeau put us in the hole now for what, billions, I think, right? If not trillions.
Well,
He
the
doesn't know what he's doing.
SNC-Lavalin thing now that's coming out.
I don't care about that as much
But
because
that's the thing that's going to hurt him, not the
We'll see.
real things that he did that were a problem that are going to hurt.
I
us
had an
down the
open
line.
invite for him to come do this podcast.
We still have an open invite on this.
I had an
just thing.
open invite, and George told me he doesn't think it'll happen.
You want me to call him?
No, I spoke to him.
I'll call
but
him.
he says
Not George,
because
JT.
JT.
I'll call JT.
because he thinks it's not gonna happen because he's a pussy. He can't speak his mind.
It's not that he's
So
a
he's
pussy,
nervous.
It's that he doesn't know anything.
Yeah,
You have a child born into affluence, never really had to do anything, was a ski instructor for a bit, pretty kid, good looking, got what he wanted.
really wanna suck
had
his dick.
money. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you got me. I'm just saying he never had to get or earn or take something.
yeah.
He just had things. So now he has a country to run. He obviously doesn't know how to. I'm not saying he's a bad human being.
I'm not saying he's
He
a
might
bad
be
human
good
being
dude.
either.
I've met him on multiple occasions. I've had dinner with him at the same table at like functions. I even have
Brag.
a great got into a fight with him story once because he blocked my shot. While
Did
I
he
was
fall
filming.
down the stairs?
No, I wish he had done. That's my favorite. That's my favorite clip to show of him when we talk about him on the show. Just
Falling
him
down the
falling down the
stairs.
stairs. We're going ta-da.
No, but this guy, if he was smart, he would actually come on a podcast, probably like mine. Not too minimum because it would be weird for him, but
No, that would
probably
be the
mine.
stupidest thing he could do.
It wouldn't, because people now see him as a goof. as a
But
non-human,
he's
out
a
of
goof.
touch. But
He
you
is out
need
of
long
touch.
form conversation to really see. Because if he is out of touch, he can't win either way. But if he's
Yeah.
trying to tell people, no, look, I'm a normal dude, then come on here, talk to me. I'm not going to hit you. I'm going to ask you simple questions that people want to know about. You know?
Honest to God, I would love to watch you and Justin Trudeau have an actual discussion.
Yeah.
I would watch that. That would be the realest kind of news I could ever watch.
Yeah.
Do I think he's going to say anything that'll help his case and to not be seen as a goof? No, I don't. I think
No.
he's
Might
I think
surprise
he's
us.
a good I think he'd be a great like weed smoking buddy. Like
Maybe.
we'd have a great time. We'd smoke some weed, we'd watch a movie, be like Cheech and Chong, don't go there. I see where your eyes
No,
are.
I would just because he would. I guarantee you, Trudeau's the kind of guy that would say weird things like, "Don't worry, it's not gay if you're high." What?
What?
What's that, Justin? Anyways, Phil, people are gonna get to catch you on the new season of This Just Thing.
What season are we at?
We are at season 3 of
I don't
This
think
Just
so.
Thing.
That's not true.
Yeah,
Season 4.
I made it up. Season
Okay,
3.
season 5.5.
Season 8. On the new season starting this fall of This Just
or
Thing.
next week.
It's
also
next week, which
yeah.
is almost the fall. It's
Yeah.
end of summer.
End of summer is the fall.
So This Just Thing, Pantelis Comedy on the YouTube. You can head over to Phil's website. Phil, what's your website?
It's balabanos.com.
It's his last name.
My last name.com.
And he's
I
working-
assume at some point there'll be a fancy plug in here saying Philip
Yeah,
Balabanos.
as usual.
You can follow me on the Instagrams also.
what's
I do
your
some fun
Instagram?
stuff. It's P Balabanos.
I mean, it's already there. I don't know why I'm
why are
making you
fucking-
say it.
Let me read
It's
it.
already, yeah.
P Balabanos.
So
There you go.
it's already in the description. Everything's there. You can also, when you go to his website, you can take a look at his old films that he made. These some were student films, some were passion projects.
They were all passion. The ones that are online are none of them are student.
Oh, they're all your
films.
passion
they're all the
projects.
passion
So they're all
projects.
passion projects.
Except for the pilot, that's not on there because you purged it from existence.
No, the pilot is in. It's not purged from existence. I still have the pilot. Just that it's shit.
What about Prelude? Still have Prelude. I'd love to watch that.
I'd love to watch that too,
that.
bro.
That
We made DVDs of that. So there's somewhere
did make
someone
DVDs of
there's
that.
a landfill where someone has
that
a
was the worst thing ever.
shitty show that we made fucking 20 years ago.
I cameoed in that. You remember? This is my line. You remember the
Yeah, they're
barmaid
making
scene?
out. Oh yeah, I
The
forgot about
barmaid
that
scene.
scene. Oh, everything was fucked up. The audio
That was a
fucked
long
up.
time
Everything
ago. That was like I didn't even know how to hold the camera yet. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, we've grown since. Oh, I want to film a 10-minute short with you. I'll tell you about it later. So head over there, watch that stuff. For me, panteliscomedy.com, 2 Drink Minimum, the #1 podcast on in Canada,
Canada.
but it's going to be on the planet in about a month and a half.
16 hours.
Yeah. So head over to 2dmpod.com for that. And that's all you need to know. Go fuck yourselves.